Hello, everybody. Rob Viren here with the product management team at Vaddio, here to talk to you guys about the 1.30 update for the Vaddio Deployment Tool. We have a couple of features that we think you'll like for this release, and we're going to highlight them in this short video. One of the best features I like is the ability to now export your active workspace. This allows you to share your workspace as a file with your peers, which can make it a lot easier to work collaboratively if you have shift work, like let's say you have a day and night shift working on a job. This really makes it easier to pass along data without having to necessarily pass along a laptop. So I go ahead and type in a password for this file. So we do want to encrypt this file because it will store the credential information, not as plain text, but it does encode that to make sure that not just anybody can use it. So I'm going to go ahead and run up my old one there. And if I go ahead and hit import, all you have to do is email this file or pass along a USB stick with this file to one of your peers, and they select the file, enter in the password that you gave them in a super secure manner, because you wouldn't want just anybody to do this. And it will import that and give it this increasingly handy name. So you use that file, and now if I go back over here, hey, look at that. It's all my same information. I didn't have to enter in passwords again. I didn't have to find all the configuration information again. It just all loaded in there without having to do a whole lot. So very convenient for collaborating with your peers. Another feature that we added was the ability to do a group config export. Let's say I'm really happy with how this EasyIP10 and this EasyIP mixer turned out, and I have a really nice room configured, and I want to make sure to always have that to go back to. What I can do is actually go over here and export the data of this group. What this does is it actually creates a group config file for these devices, which means, let's say somebody goes in here and they start changing presets, or they put a name in here that you didn't want because you said you had it all figured out, or they put some, something gets changed. All of the config information store stuff like CCU settings, preset settings. So it's not just the names. So I can go in here and I can actually re-import this data set, and that will go ahead and actually go back to when you export it. So it'll actually remove this location information because that was not in the original export. And you can go ahead and rename this something, as you can, like, let's say room 507. So you know that this was room 507's default standard. And it's really good for troubleshooting, or as I call it, the oh crap button. You hit this whenever you have something going wrong with this room, because you know that at least when you had this configured, everything was working okay. And that should take it back to that known good state. Obviously, it takes a little bit for all the config information to get applied, so I'll show you one more feature while that's going on. Oh, looks like it just finished up. So you can see that the location information has now been reset to what you had when you exported it. So it's a really great way to go back to a known good configuration and to save those and catalog those, and again, to pass those with those workspace exports. Now you can share this file along, and people can roll it back to that known good configuration too. So really handy for troubleshooting and bug fixing. Another small feature we had was the ability to make scanning presets. So let's say for your particular work group, you have a very standard way of IP addressing your networks. So you can go ahead and create any number of ranges in here and go ahead and save that. So you can really create a large number of these, and then just hit scan. And it'll go ahead and search that group for all of the devices you have on there. That's really just a convenience function to make your installs a little bit easier. And if you have really complex networking setups, it can be a little bit easier to do discovery on those, especially if you go back to a job they haven't been doing for a while and you kind of forget how you had it laid out. This is a handy way of doing that. And some stuff that's a little bit harder to show off is we've done performance improvements on the UI. So you'll see if I switch back and forth between the tabs, you'll notice this is quite a bit faster than it was before. We're starting to cache some of the information in the UI. A little bit technical, but just know that we are working on performance improvement for some of these items. And of course, we're always squashing bugs when we find them or they're reported to us. And as always, of course, please leave us some feedback. We do try to actively respond to these and work off of these with our roadmap. So we are always targeting to make this the best possible experience for you. You guys keep the lights on, and we're always looking to make things a little bit better for you, especially given the crazy install season we've all been seeing out there. So thank you for your time, and I hope this was a helpful video.